All right, it's time for another beer, rum, and rock rock shot. This time, I'm going to review the 10th album from the Black Keys, Delta Kream. It was released about a month ago on Non-Such Records. The Black Keys is, of course, Dan Auerbach on guitar and vocals, and Pat Carney on drums, plus whoever else they bring into the fold to round things out depending on the project. And this album is a perfect example of that. The album is self-produced by Dan and Pat. Okay, I'll give you a quote from Dan talking about why they made this record. He says, "We made this record to honor the Mississippi Hill country blues tradition that influenced us starting out. These songs are still as important to us today as they were the first day Pat and I started playing together and picking up our instruments." So it's 11 tracks, all covers, 9 of them written by Junior Kimbrough and R.L. Burnside, and one classic John Lee Hooker tune, Crawling King Snake, and another by a cat named Mississippi Fred McDowell, who I was not familiar with, which is what's cool about the album, actually. It introduces people to these amazing blues artists that you may or may not have heard of before. Something that's really cool that they did is they brought in slide guitarist Kenny Brown from Junior's band and bass player Eric Deaton from Burnside's band. Awesome, right? So they're actually got guys in the band that played with these original cats. Wicked. And this cat, Kenny Brown, oh my God, he kills it on the slide on the entire album. Just amazing. So they recorded at the end of their last tour for the album Let's Rock in December 2019. So it's been done for a while. It was recorded in 10 hours over 2 days at Dan Auerbach's studio in Nashville, which is just insane. But it's really cool because you get a live, organic, authentic feel to the whole thing. I mean, the vibe is just awesome. On that note, I've got a Pat Carney quote talking about the recording process. So he says, "We were just recording with these dudes who played with our heroes. It was literally the easiest record we've ever made." And you can hear it, man. You can just hear these guys are having a blast working with these guys. And it just comes from the heart, right? Like, I'm a fan of the band. So to hear them go back to their roots, paying tribute to these Mississippi blues artists that inspired them 20 years into their career, what the fuck's not to like? I mean, I knew I was going to like this album before I heard a note, right? And as with most covers, it's tough to compete with the original. But if you like the band doing the cover and they put their spin on it, put their vibe on it, I mean, odds are it's going to be cool, right? I mean, they sound more stripped down and raw with less production than they typically do on a Black Keys album, right? Kind of harkens back to the older days, the first few Black Keys albums, right? It's more that vibe. This band is completely in their comfort zone doing this music. There is just no doubt about it. It's got that laid back feel. Like I said, it's got soul and swagger. I dig it, man. Every track has something to say. Plus, another cool thing, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, is unless you're steeped in the blues, you don't know who these cats are. You might know who John Lee Hooker is, but this is not Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf. These aren't obvious blues artists that they're covering. And that speaks to another thing I love about the Black Keys. They don't give a fuck. They're doing what they want, how they want to do it. No compromise. If you like it, great. If you don't, you don't. But I definitely dig it. Standout tracks. Well, I'm going to go to the John Lee Hooker classic, Crawling King Snake. It's pretty awesome. And there's an R.L. Burnside track, Going Down South, which is really cool. There's videos for both of those songs on YouTube right now, so I encourage you to go check those out. If I had to say a negative thing about it, there isn't a ton of variation in the song choice, but it's not a deal breaker by any means. All right, man, it's time to sum it up. I'm giving it 4 beers out of 5. You guys should definitely check this one out. Even if you're not a huge fan of the Black Keys, this isn't their typical style. This isn't their typical sound. It's definitely in there, but it's different. So give it a shot, man. Highly recommend this one. Till next time, keep rock alive and peace out.